Hey everybody. Man, I just was reflecting and wanted to share something with all of you here from Living Fulfilled Farms in the garden. You can say hi to the the donkeys over here having a little bit of a snack. Now this is going to come from a place of love and care. However, it's going to be really maybe tough for some to hear. And it really comes from many things that I've studied, all piled into one. And I guess a good way to start would be 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. It's a great book. If you've never studied it, it is a good study. The first habit is be proactive. Most people don't understand what it means to be proactive from the book of 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Most people thinking advanced, that kind of stuff. But really, it's more about personal agency, more about choice and responsibility, taking responsibility, being proactive, not giving your power up to other people's choices. So what I want to share today is that you are special. Your gifts are special. You're uniquely designed. However, your conditions and circumstances are not that special. Now, again, please hear me. This is coming from love. Like, what happens to us over and over again is we think that we are in a special circumstance. If you only knew what I was facing, if you knew what I was born into, if you knew how I was raised, if you knew my financial situation or the culture that I live in or the team that I work with, and we start making excuses, basically having a pity party. Now, I know that I said this was going to be tough love, but it's coming from a place of care. You are special. You are unique. But your conditions and circumstances are not. There have been people who have risen to the occasion and faced the circumstances that you've faced. You're not the first one going through it. So I want to share that with you today. And I'm talking some of the most horrific things that I could think of that I wouldn't wish upon anybody, but I've seen people overcome, whether it's losing a child, losing a loved one, filing bankruptcy, going through mental illness, going through some really horrific things that came out from trauma in their past. There are so many things that come at us, but what I don't want you to do is to say, well, if they just knew what I was facing, they would understand why I am where I am. No, that's making an excuse. That's having a pity party. So this whole idea of being proactive is about taking responsibility for our current conditions and circumstances and saying, I have choice. I love the book that's Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. You know, he held on to hope in the worst of worst circumstances, in the concentration camps. So for you today, what I want you to know is if it's going to be, it's up to you. One of the first books my mother gave me was a book from Robert Schuller that said, if it's going to be, it's up to me. And although I didn't dig into it a lot, those words stuck out to me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. I have choice. I can change things. I can make things different. I can change the trajectory of my future. If I want to have a great marriage, I can make the choices to do that. If I want to be a great husband, I can make the choice to do that. If I want to have a great career, a great vocation, I can be proactive and make the choices to do that. And many of you who have followed my journey over a long time know that I have. And I could fall into conditions and circumstances. I had a very abusive dad. We had to be saved from that house. I had a Marine stepfather, and I relived Vietnam over and over again. We didn't come from huge financial success. We didn't come from those things. And I could make all kinds of excuses. I couldn't pass remedial classes to start junior college. We can all come up with excuses. instead of being proactive, taking responsibility, and choosing to overcome them. So like I said, I know this is a strong one. I want to finish with one more thing that's about our attitude that I think really brings this home. And it's a quote that if you've been in my classes, you've often heard me say. And it's about our attitude. Your attitude is the historian of your past, the speaker of your present, and the prophet of your future. The prophet of your future. So, knowing that your attitude is the prophet of your future, what makes up your attitude? It's everything inside of you. It's your choices, it's your behavior, it's your mindset. And so we can begin to work on the attitude to be proactive, to take responsibility, to not make excuses and not have a pity party, and know that we are special, but there are not special conditions and circumstances. Make it a wonderful week. Keep leading well, and I look forward to hearing from you.